guys, this is Jella and welcome back to my channel. We are now part 2 in our Santorini-inspired town series. And if you haven't watched the first part, make sure to watch it first so you can get along with the series. So for the part 2, we will be doing this area over here. Also, if you still haven't subscribed, I would appreciate if you do. Hehe. So since this is the building nearest to the sea, I decided to make this a small seafood restaurant. I had to adjust the mountain slopes over here. I moved the tree and plants above since I had to delete this mountain area to make room for an outdoor spot for the restaurant. So I will be ending the water on the corner and add a few sand spots. Because we added the sea foam, I didn't want to waste it, so I just moved a few here and on the other side as well. Then I added the land area and also placed down the dirt piles to make the ground have edges. I moved the boulders on the corner as well. I copied the pebble flooring for the backside of the restaurant. And then concrete floor on the rest of the area. We will close it off with the quarter fence, but I added a half fence just beside the wall. We will be coloring all of the walls to institutional white, since this is the color of the buildings in Santorini. And for the restaurant door, I want to use a double door that is opened in front. So I will use this arched garage door because I like the height of it. Moving inside the restaurant, I will make use of the upper floor, so we will be adding a few dining seats in the roof deck since we also have an outdoor seats by the shore. I added a wall partition going to the second level instead of using the traditional fences. But on the lower staircase, just used a half fence. Then I added the flooring above and closed it off with the quarter fence. I copied the garage door to the backside so we can have an open seafood restaurant. I just added a hand-washing area at the back of the staircase. This would be the kitchen, and I will recolor the side walls back to plain white later on. Now for the flooring, I am going to use this vertical wood planks and color this to linen. I colored the roof deck the same pebble texture as well as the staircase. Then I added the stepped crown molding on all the walls inside and outside as well. I added this circular wall sign for the seafood restaurant logo, which I will just search up later because I didn't make my own decals for this. Let's make the small kitchen, and I used an arched open door, then placed an open window as well. I wanted the kitchen to be open since we only have a small kitchen space. So I placed 2 plain counters in front. This will be the prepping and service counter. I added a basic cube that I resized to fit in the space between the stove and the sink. The back wall is just fridge, stove, and dishwashing area. If you like to use a more expensive fridge, that would be alright. I changed the side walls back to plain institutional white and left the back wall with tiles. I'm just gonna add kitchen clutters in here, so if you like to add more, like a different appliance, feel free to do so. I added this pin board over here for the secret recipes or reminder wall. And then just recolor some of the clutters. I just added an electric kettle for like boiling water and a blender for fruit juices, since this is a seafood restaurant and customers probably wouldn't order coffee here. Let's add a chopping board and a pretend salmon that is being sliced. I also didn't add a microwave because we serve fresh foods, hehe. Now we are adding the dining seats. And I will be using the square table and this metal chair. I'm just gonna duplicate this table and placed it beside to make a table of 4. This is what I do for space saving, rather than using the rectangular table. I'm gonna add a small table plant, and my go-to is this spiky plant. I just changed the texture of the pot and make the plant sage green color. I copied the tables and placed a few on the roof deck. This also has a nice view, but since we are in the side of the plot, most of the view would be the open grass field, hehe. I forgot that we have a hand-washing area, so I just recolored the sink, changed the wall color to blue, and added a vanity light. I placed some paper towel, soap, and trash bin on the side. I'm gonna add framed paintings on this wall and make a sort of collage style. You can resize the paintings if you have an advanced placing Gamepass. But if you don't, just leave this as is. I'm just gonna look for Santorini decals in the free images later and hope that there will be a few, hehe. I'm just adding floor plants on the corner that you can make instead of using the pre-made floor plant in game. Let's add lightings here, and I will be using this industrial ceiling light for the kitchen. I always change the lighting color so it wouldn't be too bright. I used flint for the rounded lamps, and since it was still dim, I added a sleek ceiling light in the corners. I added more wall paintings going upstairs. I'm trying to add this small sunset window by the kitchen, but since we have some clutters, I can't place it down. So I'll move some stuff in the kitchen first. I'm gonna move this knife strip to the furthest left so we can place the window in the center. I'm using this classic shutters and I copied the color from the front door. The back kitchen was still looking very plain to me, so I just added a horizontal window. Now for this side wall, I'm gonna add a wall ivy and recolor this to look like a bougainvillea. I'm gonna resize this because I wanted it to reach the upper part, but it's alright since this is a vine plant that has been growing. I'm gonna add some vases for decors. Going back to the restaurant, let's add this rubber mat in front of the entrance and at the kitchen. This is looking plain to me, so I'm adding a gigantic spoon and fork above to make it look like a restaurant hee. I wanted to do another shop, so let's make this small building on the side. And I'm just gonna copy the window that we made earlier. As for the door, I used this standard window door since this is just a small shop. I added an oak shelf above the door where we can place the vine plants. And to make it look like there are a lot of bougainvillea plants, I used this compact bush and resized it to look like a part of the plant that is spreading. We will be making this to a souvenir shop for framed paintings, artworks, and vases. So I will be adding a lot of paintings in this small shop. We will place down the paintings in front so the customers can easily locate that this souvenirs are paintings. I resized a basic cube so we can place down this framed paintings on the ground. I don't have a transform tool, so I can't angle the painting. I wish I could adjust how the paintings would be tilted on the wall, cause it would look so much better. But yeah, I have to leave it like that. I colored the frames to different shades of blue. Then I saw this cute photo frame and it looks tilted, so I resized it and it looks so much better. So I added some more with different sizes. I love how it looks in front right now. I'm also adding some vases on the side, which we will have more inside of the shop. I colored the walls and added a wall trim the same as the restaurant. Now let's add more wall paintings, and this would be easier because you just stick them on the wall. So I will use the convex painting since it has a design in the frame. And since we cannot resize this convex painting, I will still add some of the plain framed paintings. I'm gonna add a few of the easel paintings and the floor painting, and recolor the frames to different shades of blue. I copied the paintings on this empty wall as well and resize a few of them to fit above. This is just a small shop, so I will just use this industrial end table for the vendor and added a folding chair. I copied some of the floor paintings on the corner as well. Now we will add the vases, and we actually have a lot of different styles, so just place them down and you can resize this to your liking. I'm going to recolor the vases, but wouldn't change the texture since I'm fine with how it looks. I'm just gonna add a paper bag, but I don't know what it was for since the paintings are too big, so maybe it is for the small vases? Hehe. I'm adding more easel and floor paintings on the corner and sides so the shop would look fuller. I also added more vases below the table. I copied the sleek ceiling light but used linen color to make the shop brighter. The side wall was looking too plain, so I added a corner floating shelf. I'm gonna add more square paintings in here. And if you noticed, I already changed the decals of the frames. All of the beach decals are from 7iUS, but the Santorini decals are from the free images. I'm adding this small round decals as a refrigerator magnet. Back to the exterior, I wanted to add a lot of the bougainvillea plant crawling on the walls. So I copied this compact bush that we have to add more layer to the vine plants. I added this fern plant for another layer but used a dark shade of green. I'm going to do the same in the restaurant. So I used an oak shelf and resized it to the longest possible. Then copy the vine plants and compact bush. I used delete undo technique when I placed down the bush in the same spot as the potted vine. I copied the long oak shelf in front of the souvenir shop, then I remembered, I still haven't added the fern plant, so I placed a few in between the bushes, just to add layer of green leaves. Now do this to the shelf we copied earlier, and again I used delete undo technique even though I have an advanced placing Gamepass. I still cannot place some items on the same spot. Anyways, I'm just adding a few plants on the side because I cannot leave this empty looking. I also copied the big tree and added some dirt piles. And yeah, this is the part 2 for now. The total plot value right now is $109,480. It is very expensive because of the many paintings and vine plants we added. But I just love how it turned out. Let me just show you what we have achieved, and this is just half of the first floor. So we still have a lot to go. But yeah, we have the seafood restaurant by the bay. And the entrance will be on the side. I love this large arched door that opens wide. It gives the restaurant a very airy space. So the seafood restaurant logo is from 7iUS, and I will put the decals in the description box. I also added some seafoods in the table for roleplay purpose, like a family dining here. I wish we could have more seafood items like a king crab, grilled fish, or octopus. It would look great in seafood restaurants because this logo is blue crab, but we don't have a crab, hehe. Anyways, this is our small kitchen. I didn't add a door because it would look smaller. But yeah, this is quite simple. I didn't add much clutter, so if you would make this, feel free to add more. And on this back corner, I added a hand-washing area because we usually eat seafood with bare hands. And over here we have an outdoor dining seats perfect for couple dates. The ocean view would be super nice if I have a larger plot that we can add more water. But yeah, let's pretend that this is still a beach, hehe. Anyways, let's go to the roof deck, and we have some more dining seats for two here. So if you like to have a view from above, maybe you choose the seats here. Although there isn't much view from here, but the Bloxburg open field, hehe. Now let's go to the next shop, which is a souvenir store for paintings and artworks. Again, these are not my decals, so credits to 7iUS. I will put all the decal codes I used in the description box if you would also like to use it. I love how this turned out. So let's go inside for more paintings and vases. The Santorini paintings are from the free images that I just searched in the search bar when you change decals. If you have your own decals for Santorini, that would look better. Anyways, we have more vases on the floor that you can choose. And if you noticed, I also added some beach waves decals because I love the color blue theme going here. So these are refrigerator magnets, and it looks super cute. I want to visit in Santorini in real life, so hopefully someday. Anyone from Greece watching this video? Please take me there, hehe. Anyways, that is the end of part 2 in the Santorini town series. Thank you guys for watching. I would appreciate your support by giving this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Also click on the notification bell so you won't miss the latest videos I upload. Help me reach my goal of 10,000 subs. This would help me a lot, especially in making future videos for you all. Love you guys. All the build information and decal codes will be in the description box. Have a wonderful day, afternoon, or night. Love you all and take care. See you on my next video.